regular meetings with Jeremy Brzezowski, Michael Charles, and Brian Billings from campus departments. And I'm also meeting with the University of Ottawa Student Union and the GSA to coordinate joint advocacy, especially to our universities and parliamentarians on all kinds of topics. For the month ahead, we'll be finalizing the budget, and I'm working on implementing an emergency funding and a climate action fund, which are also campaign promises. I'm also continuing my law efforts for the washroom renovations and trying to push that ahead as quickly as possible. I'm also working on implementing an annual general survey to gather comprehensive feedback from students on their overall experience with Carleton and with CUSA. We're also working on our fall O prep, and I'm beginning some research on the legal aid service for students. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to meet with me, able to chat, we can meet over Zoom anytime, and my email is prez@cusaonline.ca. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you. And we're going to move on to the VP Finance report.
Cool. Hello, everyone. I hope we all survived another heat wave that we just went through. Before jumping into my report, I just want to address a couple of things that have been floating around online. So there are some allegations that I provided a code for the raw elections. There was a conversation I was passing by. Proof was offered to the university board that was reviewing this, and as well as much as I like to think I'm a smart guy, I don't think I'm smart enough to hack Facebook's spam algorithm. So while I'm flattered that some of you had that belief in my abilities, I think I'd be working for them instead of CUSA right now if I could. So, but if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to schedule a follow-up if you want to chat. You can always reach out to me, and yeah, happy to clear things up. So moving on to the report. So if I can squint my eyes here. Over the past month, we opened up Haven's soft serve and it's supposed to say hard serve. It's a hot attraction for the community. It's been bringing in good revenue as well. Be sure to swing by. We might try to organize something between counselors for that as well. We've had bi-weekly meetings with each business manager to review business models and review how businesses operate in the school year. I've been working with the executive team to prepare their budgets for the CUSA budget, obviously. With Kathleen as well, discussing washroom renovations with the administration, and it's supposed to say revamp, but specifically we're looking at University Center as well as Mackenzie building, because I've heard the engineers have some tough times with those washrooms. After as well, discussing staffing frameworks for stage 3 and the upcoming semesters, so just how that's going to look like. Staff that wish to work from home partially, how we can kind of like accommodate those needs for them. We've had a student care executive meeting as well to give the entire executive body a general idea about the health and dental plan, as well as a few sponsorship meetings with different engineer groups for their frosh programming and things like that. So we scroll down a bit. So ongoing projects, once again, the Havens revamp. So just because we toss some ice cream in there doesn't mean we're quitting. We are still looking to diversify, whether that's programming or our offerings. We've had some ideas about like a Terra 20 kind of style idea to even providing sustainable clothing in there for students. As well as the CUSA budget 2020-21. So that'll be coming up next council. So we are working on that for the businesses right now, as well as trying to create the budget so that it can be fluid and adaptable for different areas, because as we know, it's going to be literally a year that nobody else has ever experienced. So we want to make sure that we can best support students, both again with our resources and finances. So we're really trying to make sure that we can pivot however the year turns. The Ollie's and Roosters delivery service. So we have found a suitable delivery application, and right now we're just working on creating one space where we can serve both menu items so that we don't have to pay and operate 2 different spaces for 2 different areas. Another thing as well is the OC Transpo Summer U Pass. So this is something that I had talked about from last year, and I just want to provide a bit of an update on. So OC Transpo has informed us that we will be resuming conversations in September. So just for those of you that are kind of like wondering what happened to that, it's still ongoing. We're still working on it, just with COVID-19 and also like the light rail whole debacle that happened last year. OC Transpo was very kind of like stressed out. So they're ready to resume those conversations for us in September. For the month ahead, as Kathleen mentioned, we are reviewing a Student Cares All Access Legal Plan to see if that would be a suitable fit for our students. And again, creating the emergency relief funding, finish and present the CUSA budget. And we are beginning to start talking about a student union building. So for those of you that were here a long time ago, we saw that there were a lot of complaints from process to even just a lot of different things. So at this point, we are only going to begin consultations, seeing that if students seem to want this kind of building, right? Seeing if they want us to put our time towards creating a student space, creating more jobs on campus and all those good things. So as of right now for student union building, we are just going to go ahead and see if this is something students even want on campus. And after that feedback, then we're going to decide that if students really want this, whether we go forward, or if not, then maybe backtrack a bit and see how else we can increase student space and give students what they're looking for on campus. As always, if you have any questions, you can reach me by vpf@cusaonline.ca. My phone number is there as well, or you can just reach out. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We're going to move on to the Vice President Internal Affairs report.
Thanks, Ryan. All right. So for the Vice President Internal, the past month, we had Haven's opening. Ice cream, ice cream. We all love ice cream. We're selling ice cream now. It's amazing. I've tried both the hard and soft serve. You'll absolutely love it. We had a student care executive meeting. We do this annually just to educate the execs on student care so we can better serve the students. Another point that's missing is clubs. So we've been really busy with the clubs, finding different ways to create programming for students during Frosh and just for clubs conference, Palooza. So I've been working with Sam and SEO and other stakeholders in the university trying to come up with great ideas to kind of just give back to the students and make sure they enjoy the beginning of the school year. Ongoing events is continuing the new CUSA Hub. We did get a demo. It's actually looking beautiful compared to the previous one. I'm very excited to show this to the students and definitely the club execs, something we're definitely going to be proud of. Council, we have vacant seats. We have 2 left. We have 1 for science, 1 for special students. So we're almost there. Social media presence. Our comms office has been super busy. Frosh is right around the corner. So they've been really behind on that with a lot of work to do. So we should be expecting our story highlights, all our material for Monday. At that point, I'll be reaching out to counselors for like headshots and some information about them so we can just promote you all. And then from there, we'll just be working hand in hand for the comms office and counselors themselves if they have any ideas of how they want to promote social media. So looking forward to that. Strategic planning, like I mentioned before, clubs engagement and partnerships during Frosh. Clubs are play a big role in Frosh. So just trying to think of, we're just communicating with them and trying to come up with ideas of how we can host events yet virtually, still accommodate the students. Partnerships again with SEO, just for more events. One-on-one with club and societies execs. Going into this year will definitely be a year that we've never seen. So I'm just making sure I'm talking to as many clubs as we can, seeing if there's any way we can help them to ensure that they're still able to host events, and we try to make it as easy as possible for them. Introduction meetings. Thank you to the 13 counselors that filled out the form. It was nice. I think I'll speak on behalf of the execs as well. We had an amazing time getting to know you all. Obviously, not being able to do council in person, you don't get that time to kind of communicate with your execs and communicate with your counselors and get to know each other. So those are definitely a great time. To the remaining 11 people, we do want to get to meet you. We do want to spend time with you. Please fill out the form. Budget review, like Jacob mentioned, he's finishing up the review, the budget. So I'm just doing my part for the VPI. Elections. So we've started speaking with other student unions. Kind of just want to open the channel of communication and just brainstorm with them and see what they have going on and how they plan on hosting a full-on virtual election. So I've been busy with that. Again, we're talking about programming events. So being unable to host a debate, how can we do this virtually? Do we host multiple debates? Do we have special nights for counselors and then execs? So just thinking of different methods to ensure that we provide a platform where all the candidates do have opportunities to get exposure to the student body. For the month ahead, FYC mentorship program, Did it last year for the first time. Absolutely loved it. It was great just meeting the incoming students and just being able to provide them with the knowledge that I've gained and through my experience, through trial and error and experience and tips that I've received from people who invested in me. So I look forward to that. Clubs conference, funding, and Palooza. Tricky one. It's a very tricky one, especially with clubs conference, where we usually expect around 400 to 500 execs attending this. So just thinking of different methods. Do we do an online Zoom? Do we do multiple Zoom channels? Do we create a module on CU Learn and only open it for the execs to complete? So we're looking for ways to make it accessible, yet effective and efficient for clubs execs as well. Funding, I've heard a couple questions about this in the past couple of weeks. Funding will be happening. Again, it will be probably just virtual, but it should be up, good to go. Palooza, same thing, it'll be virtual. We're just working with the club's office and trying to see how we can do this as effective as possible. Again, for next month, we have more committees being opened up, so stay tuned for that. I'll be sending out an email about what committees are opening up and any positions we have yet to fill. Just a reminder to all our counselors that you need to be sitting on a committee before the end of December. Coffee dates with counselors as we approach. So the past couple of weeks, I've been just brainstorming, coming up with ideas of how we can implement this. I have a couple ideas, so I'll be working with our counselors in the next month and trying to brainstorm with them of how they think this will, how we could do this, especially with students coming back. So it's a really important one. Again, elections planning and programming. Just thinking of many ways of how we could create a platform for the candidates. So by all means, if any of you have any ideas, please shoot me a message. The more the help, the better. And then CEO and DO job postings. Since these elections are going to be virtual and we've never done anything like this, we are going to be hiring our CEOs and DOs earlier this year. So they have more time. So the students have more time and are aware of the elections much earlier than usual. So they have more time to think about it. We hope that this just makes it more accessible and much easier for students who are thinking about running, and hopefully the longer we have to promote it, the more the students know about it, so they have a chance to vote and follow up with it. Again, if you have any questions, any concerns, or any ideas you want to shoot my way, please do email me at vp@cusaonline.ca. Thank you. Oh, sorry, one last thing. Celebrating Eid Mubarak. Untu bakhair.
All right, going to move on to the VP Student Issues Report.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone has been having a great summer so far. So let's get right into it. So in the past month, I basically solidified my campaign schedule, including the dates, location, and information on the execution. So we have some pretty cool events happening in the next couple of months. So I'm pretty excited by what's coming out. I reached out to various student groups and service centers to get involved with the campaigns. So I know when it comes to, again, issues such as like possibly mental health or even sustainability, a lot of people have had a lot of interest in it. So taking that into consideration, basically, yeah, implementing them into the campaign. So notable mention to the Camps Kids Foundation, Rise Center, Hatch, and so much more. I made a TikTok with Morgan. It's been really, really great because that's been on the list. So very happy about it. It's actually focused on Empower Me, which is it's basically a service that's included in your student care. I don't want to shamelessly plug it, but check it out if you can. Finished my budget for the upcoming school year. I attended a CFS Skills Symposium workshop. It focused on anti-oppression training, especially with the whole political climate. It's great to re-hone some skills in terms of that and implementing that into our framework. I attended the CFS Ontario General Meeting. For those who don't know what the CFS is, it's the Canadian Federation of Students. So think of it as a student union, but nationally. And obviously we have a seat on that. And a majority of what was discussed was supporting marginalized groups, specifically Black and Indigenous communities in their student experience. A possible new petition was discussed by the Black Student Alliance at Guelph University. It entailed having the university be accountable to the advisory groups and committees they strike to alleviate and attend to the concerns of BIPOC students. So for those of you who could relate, sometimes things are said, but no action is actually supported by it. So just going in on that. I met with Equity to discuss further planning on I Believe You Day, which has to do with commemorating survivors of sexual assault. Just Got Weird, which is a new campaign they're doing, and it has to do with basically maneuvering through the cyber world, and there's going to be bystander training there as well. Inclusion Week, and obviously my campaign as well, Before Play Ask. So working very closely with the university on that is really key, especially with the circumstances. Met with the Carleton University Art Gallery to hash out details regarding a virtual art exhibit for September. So that's one of the things I was very excited about. We're going to be sending out submissions for that. So also we met with a lot of counselors alongside the team to do our check-ins. Farouk already mentioned it. It was really great seeing some of you there. Wish to obviously continue that. I also attended a panel organized by Kashji, so if Kashji is here, shout out to them, on a COVID-related information. It was just, again, it was just another avenue to actually get information out, especially for students and addressing concerns. Had a meeting with various student groups and individuals, mostly about their overall concerns and initiatives they wanted. So as I said, as your VPSI, we really want to be very transparent and accountable, especially not only towards you guys, but for the university as well. Had a meeting, joined us a committee that has to do with a variety of university departments. It's programming, and that's just alongside Osman for a variety of students, so trying to make programming more inclusive. And then met with GSA anangside Kathleen and discussing further efforts and how we could collaborate more. And also, as previously mentioned, had the Student Care Executive Orientation to basically, again, rehash our skills and relearn some of the services that are also being offered. Can you scroll down, please? Okay, lastly, there's the SEO and CUSA and ISSO meeting that has to do, again, it has to do with the inclusivity of programming. So again, trying to work more cohesively with the university on a lot of other aspects as well. So ongoing projects, continuing to work on campaigns. First semester has been going smoothly in terms of responses from external parties. Following up with the university on some of the events that we have planned to take a hybrid shape. This will also include discussions on how the pop-up clinics will look like, as that's one of my campaign points. Working on academic accommodations and how we can meet in the middle with the university, especially because of our current global climate. Obviously, learning right now, especially online, may not be the best for a lot of students, so we're trying to, again, mend that bridge in terms of that. And then creating more diverse prerequisites for high intensive programs. So this one I'm actually really, really happy about, because this was actually brought up in the last council. I think it was by Cameron, I believe, and yeah, I believe it was by Cameron. Basically brought it to a concern about the having to take certain courses or not being able to because of your high intensive courses. So basically met with the provost on that, and he agreed. And basically we're trying to work on altering the prerequisites so that high intensive programs such as engineering, science, or even some of the PAPM kids here could actually, again, have the opportunity to take other courses that may enhance their people and interpersonal skills rather than the actual major program they're in. So big shout out to that. And again, this brings in more incentive. Like if you have any issues at all and you just like, hey, I don't know how to go about it, we're always open to, again, explore those ideas as well. So month ahead, Empower Me series, love Morgan. So we're just working on promoting that more, especially because mental health, especially by Statistics Canada, has said that it's gone really down, especially because of COVID. So trying to improve and just empower me more. Following up and finalizing with student groups and service centers on their events for the school in collaboration with the campaigns. Self-explanatory, advocating for more financial incentive for students. So again, Kathleen has already mentioned this, but again, we're pretty aware of, again, what's going on, especially with tuition and how the university may not be backing down on certain aspects. So it's continuous advocacy that's at work. And there's obviously a specific focus for international students as well. So again, more concrete details on how that should happen will be
Oh, I think we lost you.
I can hear it through the wall.
Can you? Tina, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I think we lost you. Maybe if Tina wants to come to your room.
I think she's running someone else's computer real quick.
Okay. Actually, no, this is a good time.
Hi, everyone. Sorry. My internet cut
continue.
off. My internet cut off. Don't know what's happening, but that was actually it for me. If you have any more questions, you can hit me up at vps@cusaonline.ca or my Instagram at Team Valley. And I don't think the phones are still working, but hit me up on those avenues if necessary. Sorry for the inconvenience. Have a great day, everyone.
It's all good. No need to apologize. All right. Before we continue, someone is in this room right now by the name of iPhone. That person should be identified. If you're on this call on an iPhone, it might be you. Anyone on an iPhone?
I think it's me. Is it me?
No, I don't think so. That iPhone
Okay, well.
user is still muted.
Okay, good, because I'm on an iPhone, so I guess it's not me. So that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so I also messaged this person. Maybe if you want to check your messages and see if you got a message. No, just not active. Okay, if our admin maybe wants to kick the person labeled iPhone from this meeting.
So I've messaged and they responded. It's Halima. FBA.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's fine then. Okay, moving on to the Vice President Student Services report. Or community engagement report, I suppose.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. So over this past month, and Tinu kind of talked about this a little bit, but there has been this large collaboration between a whole bunch of different departments on campus. So CUX is essentially a collaboration between CUSA, RA, the SEO, ISSO, SBSS, CSES, and there's a lot of people in this committee. And I essentially became the co-chair for the comms committee for this project, which essentially entails working on a communication strategy to make sure that our programming and our messaging is cohesive across all boards, like on the external side of things, and then also being able to work more collaboratively internally, developing a platform where we can all share our calendars and make sure that we're not developing too much programming or overwhelming the students with programming, and being able to work better in that aspect. I also did one-on-ones with all of the service center coordinators alongside the services manager, who is Adil here at CUSA. So that was really great because our service center coordinators just were put back on our payroll. So they've been working really hard on developing the programming for the fall. I also worked with a couple of specific service centers to develop events for Frosh. So that's also really exciting. And I got to work with Ozzy and the SEO on that as well. Finally, moving forward with our CUSA swag shop. So we have some really, really exciting designs, and the merchandise has been ordered. We're just waiting for it to come in. So make sure that you keep an eye out for our social media promo. I also joined another committee, which is the Carleton's Community Engagement Steering Committee. So that one is led by the university admin. It hasn't started yet, but we have our first meeting planned for next month. I also recorded this month's State of the Union video. So for those that don't know, we recently started, good peers, I'm glad to hear that. The State of the Union is a series of video updates where we discuss everything that we worked on over the past month and some of the things that we'll be working on in the upcoming month. So that'll be posted tomorrow on all of our socials. So also keep an eye out for that. And if you don't follow us on social media yet, shameless plug, it's CUSA Online. Make sure you follow us. I also had to film a testimonial video for the SEO about SOAR because this past year I was a presenter. So just assisting them with their promotional materials for the upcoming year. And we'll see what happens to SOAR. Also had more meetings with Alumni Relations Office to discuss a partnership for the Alumni Mentors Program. I personally went through the program last year. I really appreciated having a mentor and extra guidance going through the school year. So I highly encourage everybody to participate in that program when it starts. And similarly to what Farouk mentioned, we are partnering with the SEO for the First Year Connections program, but 4 of us as execs will also be participating as mentors as well. So we'll be working with first years and guiding them through their first few weeks when school starts. So that's really exciting. So the ongoing projects that I have right now, service centers are a huge priority. As you may or may not have seen, we have a number of vacancies. So if you're interested, don't be afraid to ask me any questions about the positions that are open. They're all on our CUSA website under jobs, and there's pretty thorough descriptions, but if you need any assistance and if you're interested in applying, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help. And then we'll also be finalizing programming for the fall. And the service centers have been working, again, really, really hard on converting their services to be accessible online and finding they're being really creative to find new ways to engage with the students despite everything. So this team in brand ambassador applications. So for those that don't know, the street team is our volunteering team essentially for CUSA. In the past, they would really be engaging with like Frosh and our in-person events. But I had to work to make sure that we revamp the street team program so that people that are interested in volunteering with CUSA still have the opportunity to volunteer with us. But I created digital expectations and virtual expectations. So that's one thing that I worked on and will be launching shortly. The brand ambassador program, because I'm not sure how in depth I've talked about it before, but essentially the brand, social media brand ambassadors is a brand new thing to CUSA. We've never had an official brand ambassador program. So the brand will be again responsible for things like posting our content on social media, attending our virtual events, promoting, encouraging other people to attend as well. And there will be a form of financial compensation. For both positions, you'll get perks like CUSA swag and things like that. So those applications will also be going shortly. So again, make sure you're checking our website and staying up to date with our social media because that's where you'll see it first. I've been working with TNU for the Financial Literacy Month programming, Startup Fest. essentially I'll be collaborating with Hatch to one, like create a showcase for our current student entrepreneurs. So we're really supporting our peers, exposing people to different startups in Ottawa that may be hiring students, and even just a how to build your business 101 thing for aspiring entrepreneurs that don't really know how to start. And we'll also be collaborating with the 3 Skills, which is essentially a job hunting business, and they offer a series of workshops that allow you to kind of spruce up your resume, practice your interview skills, and all those good things, which I think is even more important now because we don't have the opportunity to network in person. So we're in this weird limbo that we have to get used to doing our virtual interviews and things like that. I am working on planning a virtual brunch / discussion where we can also gain more feedback, learn about your thoughts on the online term if you have any more concerns. So that'll be coming up, and then finalizing the budget as well. In the months ahead, I'm working on a virtual networking event collaboration with the Advancement Office. So if you go to the 3 Skills workshops, then you can bring those new tips and tricks that you learned from them and apply them at the virtual networking event. I'm also working on the CUSA marketplace, determining an adequate platform, maximizing the situation that we have, and then implementing that. And then, I mean, ongoing is working with the service centers to make sure that the services are accessible virtually and potentially in person. And then going through the logistics of the swag shop. So I'll be working with Jacob and other CUSA staff to determine order fulfillment process, and even working on the collection after that already. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm working on, feel free to reach me at bpc@cusaonline.ca. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And moving on, we're going to move on to the VP Student Life Report.
Hey, that's me. Excuse me if I sound a bit tired. I've been fasting today, so it's definitely been a long day and my mouth is super dry. Just to reiterate what Farouk said, Eid Mubarak to every celebrating. It'll look a bit different this year, but inshallah, it's a good time and a good time with the family or friends. So that's my report. So past month, strategic planning virtual workshop. So just working on events, social media campaigns. So pretty self-explanatory. Again, being last, you kind of hear this stuff over and over and over again. So bear with me. Met with residents and housing life. So I had a nice meeting with them. I'll talk about it a little later in this report. I discussed collaborations through the year. That's essentially how do we get resident students still involved, especially since in some cases they will be more isolated than others because they'll be stuck in res with almost a quarter of the population there. I met with DNA Live, so I've been doing that for the last few months to discuss possible events. One of them that came through was a possible drive-in concert. So the issue with that is we first have to check how to be safe with COVID-19 and the precautions around that because safety comes first. Joined CUX alongside many other stakeholders. So Morgan talked about that a bit, so I won't dive into that. Met with student care, SEO and ISSO introductions with CUSA. They became one thing now, which is student life, Raven Student Life. So just met them, talked to them. Met with Rod to discuss collaborations, more specifically First Year Friday. So that is something I'll talk about later, so you'll see it. And then ice cream, it's my favorite thing, so I had to mention it regardless of how many people did mention it. Ongoing things, planning an online frosh. So I finished alongside the other stakeholders the frosh calendar. So the schedule's out, it's ready to go. We finished the CUSA events for frosh. I worked with Morgan for that. So the service centers, Morgan took care of. She did a great job with it. And the rest of the events are set and ready to go. We're going to be doing an open house for service centers for frosh as well, so that residents, students, and first year students can actually see what these service centers actually do. And if you have any more questions about that, reach out to Morgan, not me. Met with the SEO for drive-in Thursdays. So that's something that we're planning, and hopefully now a lot of things have progressed. So we're bringing it hopefully to Carleton. We're hoping to do it with CAB, the Carleton Activity Board, I think, and take care of that with them. And then I finished the programming calendar for the fall semester. So it'll be bi-weekly. So this is where I'll talk more about what's happening. So game night Tuesday, wellness Wednesday, and drive-in Thursdays, and then first year Fridays. So we plan on doing everything bi-weekly. Tuesday and Thursday will be in the same week, and then Wednesday and Friday will be in the same week. It's the first little sneak peek, so you're the first to see it, Council, on the perks. So game night Tuesday will have fun things like Jeopardy, etc. Wellness Wednesdays will have things such as yoga, paint a pot. So we paint like pots, get a little flower, stuff like that. Drive-in Thursdays, pretty self-explanatory. Movies, drive-ins at Carlton. Then first year Fridays, again, just reiterating the fact that first years will feel isolated and they might be separated. So we want to have something that is for them, whether if you're virtual in another country or if you're even on res right now. So that's what we're working on for first year Fridays. And that's what we plan to collaborate with Raw because they deal with residents. So the more the merrier. CUX, not really going to talk about it. I'm in a different committee though than Morgan. Morgan is in comms. I'm in programming alongside Tinu. Months ahead, online programming. So after finishing the whole schedule and finishing the programming schedule, it is just buying all the equipment necessary, starting off with the live stream equipment. So we have that, we're ordering it. We ordered it, so it'll be here in August. So that's good and ready to go. The other equipments are just, fun things to use. So taking care of it right now, and then release the programming calendar for fall. My ideal goal is release it in 2 weeks from now. So that's the best case scenario. And then finishing Frosh, actually making sure Frosh events run smoothly, even though it's not next month, it'll be a little after that. Just again, making sure everything goes well, have all the necessary matters completed. So that's equipment, etc. Continuous meetings with DNA to see possible events in the future. As Ontario progresses, we see possibly more events happening, but still, have to be safe. So taking time with that. Meeting with residents and housing life continuously. So that's going to continue happening. Hopefully we can collaborate more on things. CUX committee meetings. Yeah, I'm just not going to talk about that more. Drive-in theater with SEO. So we met with the SEO. We're good to go with their equipment. I'm just meeting with Res to ask how we can incorporate residents' kids and then talk to university admin for permission. So far, it's good to go. Now it's just getting stuff, the small little things done from which parking lot, how many places apart, tape, etc. And then noise permit from the city. I've talked to the city about a noise permit. Free trials. So this is just continuing off last time. So I'm trying to get new trials from new business off campus, so that students could be able to get some stuff, some benefits from hopefully local business as well. And yeah, that's kind of it for me. If you want to reach out to me, reach out to my email, vpsl@CUSA Online. Instagram might be better, to be honest. I do answer my emails though, don't worry. Don't reach the phone. I will not answer that phone. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. Is there a raw report?
Hi, everyone. So today I'm in place for Sash. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jenna, and I'm the new VP programming for Raw. It's super exciting to meet all of you. So going into our report, within the last month, we obviously had the election. We've been transitioning into our new positions, and we're super excited for the upcoming year. We're currently focused on getting ready for fall orientation. We have a few virtual events planned for Frosh. So we have the speed mingling, we have a dance class, we have a drag show, and we also are super excited to have an event with CUSA called Executive Feud. So we're also opening up our store next month, hopefully, and our office is currently under renovation. Yeah, that's really it for me. There's not that much since we just kind of transitioned into our roles, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there a GSA report? I don't see one. Is there a CASG report?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, hey everyone. So CASG had a pretty good month. As most of you knew, we had the COVID-19 crash course. We had some tech issues, but overall it went really well. Thanks to Tinu for showing up and giving her CUSA update, and also Jaden's not here anymore, but thanks Jaden as well for showing up as well on behalf of Raw. By the end of the first week that it's been up on our Facebook, we had nearly 1,000 views. So I'm glad so many students got the answers they needed. So I'm really happy about that. With the month ahead, actually this morning, I had a conversation with Kathy from the University Senate talking about bringing forward a motion for unsatisfactory grading for the fall semester. So I'll be drafting a motion to bring forward in the next couple weeks for the tentative Senate meeting in August. If not, it'll be delayed till September. But worry not, the motion's going to be put up on the Senate at some point in the next couple months. And yeah, other than that, near the end of August, we're going to have just a contest for some campus bookstore gift cards. Try to help some students out while they're getting ready for the school year. Try to cover some textbook costs because even though it's going to be online, we're still going to need textbooks. So yeah, that's it for us.
All right, thank you. Is there a Senate report? I don't think so. Is there a Board of Governors report?
Yes, there is. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be invited to this meeting. I hope COVID-19 hasn't been too hard. I'll be reading from a prepared statement that I sent to all of you a few minutes before the meeting. I apologize for the early notice of my report. I usually send it out 24 hours in advance. However, it was a busy week for me. So we can just lunge right into it. I'll be reading excerpts. If you would like further details of anything I do read out to you, please go ahead and look at the document or email me at my student email address, which is nathanielblack@cmail.carleton.ca. So, good evening. It is worth noting the extraordinary times we are living through as a generation, whereby our peers across the continent are rising against the hatred and intolerance seen by too many organizations and individuals in all sectors of life. Indeed, we are also living through times of economic hardship and social distancing, where our peers are feeling socially isolated and vulnerable. Therefore, our responsibility as student leaders is highlighted and overwhelmed, as I mentioned in my student address on July 28th. Our role as leaders expand beyond this Zoom room into the halls of power and influence, where we must represent students as a united front. Over the course of the last 4 weeks as your official undergraduate governor, I have striven to meet the expectations of students and uphold the change promised to them during the election. I ran on a platform of systemic change, an approach taken by the university toward low-income, marginalized, and isolated students as a voice for them on the Board of Governors. Therefore, in the short period of time, I have dispatched several motions for the consideration of the Board of Governors. In addition, I have negotiated several joint advocacy agreements with my counterparts across Canada, most notably with Queen's University and the University of Ottawa, to pursue intergovernmental approaches in addressing the needs of students. So I will address you on my approach to reopening. Over the past several months, I have heard from students on a vast cross-section of students advocating for both sides of the reopening debate. However, as national and regional statistics continue to fluctuate, I am unable to predict the state of affairs for winter. As a result, I will vote, or the vote I will cast for reopening campus will be based on COVID-19 statistics and advice from local health officials to the Board of Governors at the time that it is presented. At the moment, my stance on the matter of reopening is of the personal safety of students should continue to be the top priority of the university. Thus, the online service delivery model should be maintained as long as there is a plausible threat from COVID-19. I believe this is a reasonable approach that balances the learning and service delivery and well-being of all staff and students. With regard to lowering tuition rates and fees for winter 2021, I largely agree with students such as Jasmine Doobie, whom I've been holding robust discussions with on the matter of decreasing tuition in the event that campus does not reopen in winter at a full service capacity. Of course, this is an ongoing discussion as the measures of affordability compared to the operational requirements of the university budget are weighed in consideration. So I'll be weighing the needs of the university budget and the needs of students in my decision to introduce legislation to the Board of Governors to lower fees and tuition rates. On Thursday, July 23rd, 2020, I hosted a digital roundtable with several reservist students who are members of the Canadian Armed Forces serving their country through this difficult time. These are students who are also reservists, for those of you who do not know the military system. I commend their service and wish to present their interest to the Board of Governors during this time, wherein their service to their community is greatly appreciated. Therefore, I've proposed and referred to the Senate and the Board of Governors several main issues that I'll be working with my student counterparts at the board level and the Senate level to introduce. The first, I suggest that student senators should refer a motion to the Senate Committee on Curriculum, Admission, and Studies Policy regarding the accreditation of reservist deployment under eligible program criterion, which would simply mean that certain eligibility periods with regard to accreditation, so military training, for example, would be taken into account as an academic credit as seen by the University of Ottawa and University of Alberta. The student BOG representatives would refer a motion to the BOG Committee on Advancement in University Relations on the topic of liaising with the reservist student community to ensure the continued access to necessary services. The main priority of reservist students that I've heard over the past few weeks and through this roundtable event was that they need access to the Paul Menton Center. So I'll be working closely with the administration to ensure they have special access to that service. Student senators should refer a motion to the Senate Committee on Education Equity regarding the retention and accommodation of reservist students during a time of crisis, such as the Paul Menton Center. Student senators should refer a motion to the Senate Committee on Medals and Prizes regarding the acknowledgement of the incredible contribution of Carleton's reservist student community toward fighting COVID-19 in Ontario's long-term care homes. So I will be moving forward on the Senate level, so working with my student senators there, but also on the Board of Governors level to provide some type of prize in the way of monetary bursaries or scholarships for those who were deployed to Ontario's long-term care system during this time. These students must be awarded or acknowledged for their service. Regarding electoral reform, on Wednesday, July 15th, 2020, the first meeting of my Special Committee on Electoral Reform and Review met to discuss the recent allegations of electoral misconduct by members of the University Committee. The purpose of this committee is to advise and consent on actions I will take as undergraduate governor to advocate for the restoration of integrity to our campus democracy. The point of having this committee is to assemble a group of individuals with experience in numerous campus organizations, such as CUSA, Carleton Academic Student Government, and the Rideau River Residents Association, to help determine what advice I shall provide to the Board of Governors at the September meeting. To my understanding, there is a long history of corruption at the highest levels of organizations on campus, not limited to the few individuals that we have noticed during the 2020 period. The ongoing matter of corruption is representative in the corporate culture of insider dealings in a general sense of beholden leadership to outside groups such as exclusive members only to multinational fraternity and sorority organizations. In my opinion, the deplorable culture of clear violations of the standard good faith adherence to corporate responsibility indicates the need for clear reform of the organization. However, as undergraduate governor, my first and only responsibility is to protect the reputation and students of Carleton University, as is my corporate responsibility in the contractual obligations I have as undergraduate representative to the Board of Governors.
So I'm going to make a note right here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So this is a summary.
Yes,
right?
I'm getting to that.
So this is a summary report for the Board of Governors.
Absolutely.
Let's be careful when we're throwing.
Legislation.
Be careful when we're throwing around accusations in the middle of giving a summary.
There was no accusations. These are
There was an
actions I have
accusation.
taken. No, sir. There
was an accusation.
All right, Mr. Clerk. This is a summary of actions I've taken as your representative to the Board of Governors. I'd be thankful to finish my time, and then you may continue, and I may withdraw statements which you deem satisfactory. However, as per procedure, I will continue.
As per procedure, I'm going to ask you to summarize your report.
In accordance
throwing
with
around accusations in the middle of that.
Great. Well, your opinion is duly considered. In accordance with that mandate. Well, thank you for that. In accordance with the mandate, I will recommend several changes to the current bilateral relationship as per legislation I have introduced to the Board of Governors. Therefore, it is a summary of that legislation. Actions not limited to halting the collection of fees by the university, limiting lease agreements, and several other actions commensurate with a lack of severe corporate responsibility. Moving off of that topic, on to my anti-racism motion that was seconded and presented to the Board of Governors that will go to a vote in the September meeting. On Thursday, July 9th, 2020, I dispatched a copy of the Anti-Racism Task Force motion that I have been preparing with my graduate student counterparts regarding systemic reform of Carleton University's approach to eliminating racism both internally and externally. I have, in the same dispatch, I released a letter to the chair requesting an emergency board meeting of the Board of Governors for the discussion and passing of such a resolution. However, my request for a special session was denied. However, I accepted this due to the restrictions around COVID-19. Some of the key takeaways from this motion are: first, the collection of race-based data, including incidents of perceived racism, economic factors, and aggregate recommendations by an expert panel, similar to the work of the Indigenous Planning Group. Second, the formulation of targeted scholastic endeavors to curate specific academic, mentorship, and bursary options for marginalized students on campus. And lastly, the adoption of proven models for local inclusions, such as academic summer programs for marginalized youth, student pipelines with local high schools, and continued community outreach to low-income and marginalized students. This will be, as I shall reiterate, an agenda item of the September 2020 board meeting of the Board of Governors, that I look forward to passing that. That concludes my summary report to CUSA Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, is there a constituency report? No, I don't think so. Are there any committee reports? No, I don't think so. All right, moving on to items for information. Are there any items for information? You can raise your hand or speak up. Okay, I see none. We're going to open up the questions period. Are there any questions? All right, I see none. Moving on to other business. If we could scroll down. Okay, the first motion of the night, a motion to fill the vacant science seats. Presentation summary: whereas after the 2020 CUSA general election, one faculty of science CUSA council seat is vacant. Information transferred: be it resolved that the following seats of council be voted on and filled. One faculty of science counselor. Moved by Farouk Al-Muflahi, seconded by Kathleen Weary. Farouk, would you like to motivate?
Yeah, we've been trying to fill this final position for a while now. I think we have two people who are running for it. I think one is present and one has already sent me in their speech. So I think we'll give the floor to the person who's present.
Okay, whoever that person is who's present, is that Erin?
Yep, that's me. Hello. Thank you.
Okay.
So, good evening, Council. My name is Erin McGuire, and I'm going into my 5th year of Bachelor of Health Sciences program with a concentration in global health. I'm honored to be before you today in hopes of becoming a counselor alongside all of you to represent the Faculty of Science. I plan to use my experience being the CEO of the 2019 Health Science Society elections, as well as speak with students I have met throughout the science faculty as a whole for feedback in order to truly be a voice on behalf of them. I have also volunteered with Frosh, helping students gain their footing in the first few days of university and make them feel welcome, which I'll continue to do if any student has any concerns they would like me to bring to council. In addition, I will use my knowledge gained through having worked through 4 years of my program to prove to be a valuable asset to the council and make a difference for my faculty. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And you said that you had one person email you?
Yes.
If you would like to read that.
So this individual's name is Ayan Weberi. And I quote, "Good evening, Council. My name is Ayan Weberi. I am a second-year health science student minoring in business. I was one of the faculty science counselors last year, and I'm excited to reapply for the position to serve science students for a second term. I'm heavily involved in the science community at Carleton. I was a student mentor with the Science Student Success Center, and I got to work with younger science students and organize science events for science students, as well as a part of the health promotion team on campus. For this experience, I've been able to connect with a diverse group of students, and this should allow me to represent them well in council. I hope you take them into consideration. Thank you again, council.
Okay, thank you. If we could put Aaron in the waiting room, please.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Is there anyone who would like to speak on either of the candidates' behalfs? Thank you, Ariana.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I just wanted to speak on behalf of Erin really quickly. I do know her personally. I did a year in health sciences. I find that she's an extremely good example of what a great health science student is. I think she's always been very interested in CUSA, and she's always been very dedicated to CUSA, the organization as a whole. And I think that it's really great that she wants to find a way to be involved, even though we're not able to be on campus this year. And I think that having someone with her experience going into her 5th year of the program would be really great, because I'm not sure that we have any health science students on council. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Maselma?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to speak on Ayan's behalf, not just as a close friend, but also as an amazing leader that also gave me like the motivation to go as a CUSA counselor. I think she'd be an amazing addition to the counselor team, because she really goes out towards having student voices heard. So I know I was a bit shy of my first year, so I was a little hesitant about going into science counselor and what to do. She really like put my foot in going forward and helped me like get my nominations in and such like that. So I think she'd be a great addition. Not only that, she holds multiple study groups for science students who are struggling and going on having trouble with like science and whatnot in their program. So I think she'd be a great addition in having science student voices heard. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Jordan, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I'd like to speak on Aaron's. Sorry, I'll turn my camera on. I'd like to speak on Aaron's behalf as well. I met her during Frosh. I guess it would have been my first year, and super nice girl. Like really welcoming and helping us first years feel really welcome at Carleton as a whole. Yeah, so I think she'd be a really great addition to council for sure. So yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then slight mistake on that on my part, but I forgot to open up for questions. So if anyone has any questions, how about you just raise your hand right now, and we'll call Aaron back into the room. If no one has any questions, we can move on to voting. But are there any questions? Soma, do you have a question, or just your hand still up?
Sorry, my
Okay,
bad.
no
My hand
question.
was still up.
No, that's all good. All good. Okay. Okay, that's good. Then with all of that said, we are going to move on to the voting. I'll post that in the chat. All right, there, if everybody can see that. You have one vote. There's one seat open. And please only vote if you have a vote. We will be counting. All right. And thank you everyone for voting quickly. The results are in. Aaron McGuire has the spot. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Motion to destroy ballots. All in favor? Good, thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the motion passes. That's good. Farouk, if you'd like to bring Erin back into the chat, or back into the meeting, I should say.
Erin's back. She's joining us now, but yeah, she's good.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations, Erin. Okay, moving on to the next motion of the night. If we could just scroll down. Right, perfect. The motion to fill the vacant Accessibility Fund committee seats. Presentation summary, whereas CUSA needs to fill the Accessibility Fund committee for the 2020 through 2021 year, and whereas bylaw 8S 3.0 states that the composition of the committee be A, VP Finance, B, the appropriate vice president, C, 4 students with disabilities, D, 2 CUSA counselors, E, 2 students at large. Information transfer, be it resolved that CUSA Council votes to fill the committee with the following vacant seats. A, 2 students with disabilities, B, 2 students at large. Moved by Farouk Muflahi, seconded by Kathleen Weary. Farouk, would you like to motivate?
I think I've motivated this twice already. Again, these are just positions we need to fill. I guess I'll speak on like what I have on my behalf. I do have 2 students who are interested for the 2 students with disabilities seats, so I guess I'll tune on that later.
Okay. So we have 2 students with disabilities. Is there anyone else who would like to motivate themselves or another student for the position? I don't see anyone. Okay, Farouk, would you like to read the statements of the 2 applicants?
Unfortunately, they didn't send me their speeches in on time. These 2 individuals work in CDAC. They were on the committee last year, and they were interested in running again for the same 2 positions.
Okay, well, if none of them are present and neither of them gave a speech, they are still allowed to run.
Yeah, sorry.
So if they've shown interest, they can do it. Do you know what their names are?
Yeah, it's Emily and Rob. And just to clarify, CDAC Carlton Disability Awareness Center.
Okay. And that'd be for these 2 students with disabilities. Okay. Sorry, could you could you write those 2 names down somewhere? Just so everyone can see. With Emily and Rob. Okay, survey is ready. And I'll post that for everyone right there. Okay, survey's been posted. You can vote 0 times, 1 time, or 2 times. And we can see that on your screen right now, Farouk. Okay, and the results are in. So for an abstain option, you should just be able to click. Oh, you can't? Okay, that's, Thank you for letting me know. All right, let's see.
Hi, Ryan. Hi, I just wanted to ask, since I didn't see any option, is there a way that we could motivate or speak on behalf of some of the candidates that are presented on here?
Oh, you know what? That's totally true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, absolutely. If anybody would like to speak on either behalf of Emily or Rob.
I could speak on behalf of both of them, actually.
You know what?
So
Yep,
basically,
sure.
Emily and Rob, as some of you may know, I was a service center coordinator last year, specifically for the women's center. And Emily and Rob were actually my coworkers, if you could say, and they both worked for CDAC. As Farouk mentioned before, they're both super hardworking people, and also have a keen sense and keen insight on the intersections between those between invisible and visible disabilities as well. Specifically on Rob, he's an amazing person. If you all haven't met him yet, I would say please do so, because service centers will be opening soon, not physically but virtually. But I would just like to speak on behalf of them and say that, like, when it comes down to, again, advocating for students on I guess minuscule level, quote unquote, they would be the perfect people to sit on this committee, as they have the most insight on it. So that's it for me. If anyone else would like to go, please go ahead.
Yep, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Nope, okay. Sorry, about folks, slightly technical difficulties. Okay, let's give that a shot. Thank you, Liam, for pointing that out, though. That was a very good point. Yeah, you know, okay. Yeah, so anybody who clicked on that might have realized it says now generically student 1, student 2. Oh, no luck for me tonight, eh?
You're doing great, sweetie.
I don't know if that's the
See if third time's the shot. Let's see. Alrighty, so we got the third time now. You can vote up to twice. You have Emily, Rob, and you have abstain. Okay, and thank you. The results are in. Emily and Rob both got the positions. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Motion to destroy ballots. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Moving on, we have 2 students at large. Is there anyone who would like to motivate themselves or another student for this position?
I had a student write in.
Okay. Do you have the response or
Yeah, I have the response.
speech? Cool.
So I have, so this individual's name is Hamza. And I quote, Hi there, my name is Hamza Ahmed, and while I regret not being able to present, I am thrilled to be finding ways to become involved on campus. My hometown is from Kingston, Ontario, and I just finished my my first year of engineering. As I am sure there are many speeches that will try to be short and to the point. Through my time in first year, I've been seeking for various ways to get involved on campus, being a very active guy. After hearing about this from another counselor, I thought, what a better way to start than through this. While everything online and COVID going on, I would love nothing more than to find a way where my time and efforts can lead to a positive impact, not only to the council, not only to the committee, but to the Carleton community. I hope you take me into consideration. Thank you, everyone.
Yep, thank you. And you said that was Hamza?
Yes, Hamza.
Hamza, okay. Could you write that down on the sheet?
Yeah, and I think we have one more individual.
Okay. Someone who's present or someone who sent something in?
I think they're in the waiting room. Give me a sec. Okay,
Having
Ryan.
any luck or?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
here. I just accepted them in.
Sorry, you said they're here?
Yeah, I just admitted them into.
Oh, you just added them. Okay. Whoever it was that just got added.
The name is.
Tariro? Did I say that right?
Tariro.
Tariro. Okay. Hey, would you like to give a short speech about why you think you'd be good for this position?
Sure. So my name is Tariro Flafla. I'm a neuroscience and mental health major with a double minor in psychology and Korean. And I think I would be good for this role because I'm going to become an RF soon, which means I'll be on campus, which means I'll have like lots of time to actually like look around at accessibility could be needed around the school. I'm also very interested in making sure that accessibility is available in both physical and mental aspects. So like a lot of disabilities are invisible and do affect people mentally, which is a part of that I'm very interested in. And it's something that I'm actually very passionate about. And I've always been extremely interested in getting involved in volunteering in any way I can. And I think this would be a good opportunity to kind of get my feet in the water and just kind of help out with that type of thing. And I've also had experience in leaderships with camps, with a peace organization called, we would coordinate camps and just have like a bunch of kids and run activities and talk about things like sustainability, human rights, green, stuff like that. And accessibility is definitely a part of it. So having experience with that type of thing and having experience kind of talking about more serious topics is kind of something I've already kind of had experience with, and I've also done public speaking and debate, so that kind of helps, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's kind of given me experience when it comes to talking with people, all sorts of people, not just the usual able-bodied type of people that you are normally speaking with, or it's given me a lot of insight into how other people live, and it's kind of just emphasized the importance of accessibility. So those are some reasons that I think I would be good for the job.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions, in this case for the applicant. Anyone at all? All right, I see no questions. Farouk, could you put Torero in the waiting room?
Yeah, on that. And they're in the waiting room.
All right, if there's anyone who'd like to speak on behalf of either of the candidates, now's your chance. Kieran?
Hi, I'd like to speak on behalf of Hamza. Hamza
Yep, sure.
is a really good friend of mine, and whenever we're hanging out, he's always talking about how he wants to change the world for the better and stuff. So I really trust him with going on this this position. I think he's going to be a good fit for it. And I think that's why we should vote for Hamza.
Okay, thank you. And I see Jenna Smith.
Hi, sorry. So I'm speaking on behalf of Hamza. I knew him from first year because we were both in the same year.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt you real quick. I believe it actually needs speaking rights.
Oh.
I believe you would. So motion to grant speaking rights, all in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Now you can continue.
Okay, so yeah, I'm speaking on Hamza. I knew him from first year, and he was always super kind to me, like super welcoming. I know that he's really hardworking. I'm friends with some of his friends, and yeah, I think he's like good for this role. So yeah.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Nope. All right, we're gonna move on to the voting then. Okay, and there's the link. Fingers crossed. Okay, and again, thank you for voting quickly. Results are in. Both Hamza and Torero got it in. Going to be sitting on the council now. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Motion to destroy ballots. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Congratulations to Hamza and Turo. If you'd like to invite them back to the room, you can. Farouk. Okay, and moving on to the next motion. Motion to fill the Constitutional Board. Presentation summary, whereas the term of office for all members of the CUSA Constitutional Board ends on April 30th under Bylaw 3S 2.0A, and whereas the Constitutional Board must be filled at the first meeting of Council under Bylaw 1S 5.1A. Information transfer, be it resolved that CUSA Council fill the vacant seats on the Constitutional Board as follows. A, one member of the association who is not a member of Council. B, two alternatives. Be it further resolved that CUSA ratify the University Ombudsperson to be the fifth member of the Constitutional Board as per Bylaw 3S, as per Bylaw 3S 1.0B. Moved by Farouk Al-Muflahi, seconded by Kathleen Wuri. Farouk, would you like to motivate?
I have no motivation.
Okay. So first, we're looking to fill the vacant seats on the Constitutional Board. First, we're looking for a member of the association who are not members of Council. Is there anyone who would like to motivate themselves or another student?
I have a student who has sent in their speech, and I believe there is a student present as well.
Okay. How about we start off with the student that is present? Whoever that is, you can speak up.
Eunice?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to figure this out. I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me.
I don't think I can see you, but I can hear you.
Oh,
Wherever
wait,
you may
let
be.
me start.
We can see you, Eunice. We can see
Oh, there we go. Okay, I can see you. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, would you like to give a short little speech about why you think you'd
Okay.
be good for the position?
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Eunice Cavasel. I'm going into my fourth year of commerce. I'm majoring in marketing. I believe that I'd be a great asset to the team because, one, I'm an advocate for change. And however change needs to be done, I'm here for it. I believe that change is not easy. And it's something that everyone needs to be pulling their own weight to get the movement along, which in this case, the movement is whatever the best interest of the students is, I am for. Although I'm not a familiar face that you see in school, like involved, I'm heavily involved in my community, which involves church and cadets. Growing up in cadets, I've developed many skills such as leadership, communication, problem solving, which would be the most important one, and as well as collaborative skills, which I believe will be very important for this committee because not everyone is going to agree on the same things, but at the end of the day, we need to make an effective, efficient, and objective decision, which is basically my lifestyle, including my experience in retail, which involves being able to make decisions very quickly in a fast-paced environment and making sure it's the right one. So yeah, overall, I think I'd be a great asset because I'm passionate, opinionated, but also objective. So that's all for me.
All right, thank you. And Farouk, you said someone wrote in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write the name real quick. What in the world? And I quote, "Hello, my name is Christian. I'm a third-year student in Carleton's Criminology and Criminal Justice program, and I'm hoping to be appointed as a student at large for the Constitutional Board. At Carleton, I had the pleasure of volunteering for CUSA's Gender and Sexuality Resource Center as a key volunteer, opening and supervising the center in the coordinator's absence, providing peer support to fellow CURE students, and leading events. I've also been serving on Carleton's Student Library Advisory Committee, help bring students' voices to Macedonium to improve its services to our students. Following COVID-19 closing campus and CUSA service centers, I spearheaded the digitalization of the student queer community and the CUSA GSRC into a Discord community with around 40 active members and growing, which actively holds digital events and provides resources during this difficult time. I'm hoping to add the Constitutional Board to the list of things I'm doing to help support and serve my fellow undergraduate students here at Carleton. I hope you will consider me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Okay, I see no questions. Farouk, would you like to put Eunice in the waiting room? Perfect. Is there anyone who would like to? Okay. Is there anyone who would like to speak on the behalf of either of the candidates? Okay, I don't see anyone. So with that, we'll move to voting. I know it's been late, but if we can just get the counselors to please vote. All right, and that's perfect. Votes are in. Eunice has the position. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Motion to destroy ballots. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Farouk, if you'd like to invite Eunice back in.
All right, good.
Okay. Yeah, and congratulations, Eunice, you have the position.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, we also have 2 alternatives that are needed. So if anyone would like to motivate themselves or another student to this position, now would be the time.
I have 2 students who have emailed in.
Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to put their names down and then read their speech.
Yep. So I'll start with Miko. And I quote, "Hi, my name is Miko Gloria, and I would like to join the Constitutional Board as an alternative seat. My interest in this position stems from my desire to improve the Carleton community at large. Helping others has been a passion of mine my entire life, and I hope to continue this going forward with CUSA. Not only am I interested in the position, but I also have the capacity to succeed in the role. Through engaging in rigorous classroom lessons, Carleton has equipped me with a robust framework for breaking down complex issues and exercising sound judgment in the face of uncertainty. In pursuit of my degree, I have also gained valuable skills and experiences which make me an outstanding candidate for this position. I sincerely hope you take me into consideration for this. Thank you." That's Miko. The other student is Davin. And I quote, "Hello to all counselors. I'm Davin. I'm a first year student in the Faculty of Public Affairs, and I would like to be selected for the CUSA Constitutional Board. I know as well as you do the importance of the Constitutional Board. The board is called to the last appeal body for the student union, a job requiring a serious and measured deliberation. If selected, I promise to respect the Constitution and to thoroughly enforce it to the best of my ability." I know
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but what's the name?
Oh, sorry, Davin.
Davin? Okay.
I know me being a first year, seemingly inexperienced may dissuade you from selecting me, but I can assure you I do have the experience, especially where it matters, and I learn fast. I have a genuine respect for student government. I have served as a student trustee for my school board of, it says 40,000 students. That's a large high school. And was selected student council president of my school of 2,000 students. The Constitutional Board is called to rule on the challenges to where CUSA's governing documents. I've experienced with similar documents already. I drafted the Constitutional for my board's student senate and served a role similar to the Constitutional Board there. I have written, supported, and formally proposed many policies to be implemented by the school board on topics as diverse as student transportation, mental health services, and student leadership. Furthermore, I am a strong advocate for students' representation and needs and in combating injustice measures. When the high schools and board did not have the student reps on the parent councils, I fought to make sure they would, in compliance with the provincial law. I would like to say I am also trustworthy and a person of integrity, evidence as I recognized the 2019 federal election in home riding of Milton, as well as my local student trustee and student council elections. While I am young, I consider it an advantage. I am unbiased without pronounced notions and assumptions against anyone. You can trust me to uphold the rule of law and no one else. I believe I can provide a fair and balanced voice for the Constitutional Board for the benefit of all students and the protection of the inclusivity, democracy, diversity, and most importantly, the accountability of CUSA. I would love the chance to serve and help uphold this great organization. Thanks for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Neither of the candidates are here, so we're not going to do a question period. But if anybody would like to speak on behalf of either of the applicants, now's the time. Okay, nobody wants to speak. That is the survey right there for voting. Okay, and the votes are in. Both the applicants got the required number of votes, so they've both gotten in. All in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. All in favor of destroying ballots? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And motion passes. Congratulations to Miko and Davin. Moving on to the next motion of the night. I would love to see a CUSA SurveyMonkey sponsorship deal. But motion to strike and fill the Student Issues Action Committee. Presentation summary, whereas the Student Issues Action Committee is responsible for researching and presenting to council their findings and work on various issues affecting students. Information transfer, be it resolved, the Student Issues Action Committee be struck for the 2020 through 2021 year. Be it resolved, the committee shall follow these guidelines. 1, the committee shall operate in the manner prescribed in this document, as well as in bylaw 8 and the CUSA Constitution in general. 2, the committee shall be responsible for researching and presenting council papers and reporting to CUSA Council on a regular basis on the activities of the committee. 3, the committee shall work on issues that include but are not limited to housing, healthcare, tuition increases, and other, and other social concerns students may share. 4, the committee shall work in conjunction with the CUSA executive to create position papers in response to government policies on various student issues. 5, the committee shall strive to make all meetings accessible to all interested parties, the media, and students with disabilities. The committee shall strive to achieve a membership representative of the Carleton University student body. 7, the committee shall accept other duties as required. 8, the chair shall be the vice president student issues. Be it further resolved, that the following members be elected to the committee. A, 3 counselors. B, 3 students at large. Moved by Tinu Akinwande, seconded by Farouk Amuflai. Tinu, would you like to motivate?
Yes, I would. Thank you. So basically, I mentioned this last council. I would like to strike this committee just because I feel like we have a very passionate and rambunctious council here, and obviously our student body as well. And would love to work intimately and personally amongst the, I guess, the niche student issues are out there as well. I know some people even mentioned to me, again, things as like housing, health, care, tuition, and other social concerns. So this will be a great committee for you to at least kickstart any of the initiatives that you want to resolve and provide resolution to. So yes, that'll be it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll open up for debate. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask. Jacob Powell, you have a question? Oh, okay. Okay. Starting off, first, be it resolved, the committee shall follow these guidelines on and on. We're going to strike the committee. So, motion to strike the committee, all in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. The second part of this motion will be that we are looking to fill it. So first of all, I'll start off with 3 counselors. Is there anyone who would like to motivate themselves or another student to run for this position? Okay, starting off from the top, Jacob Powell. Nope, no again, okay.
I apologize, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Okay. Kieran, you'd like to run or motivate someone?
I'd like to run myself, please.
Okay. I'm gonna, oh, sorry, one second. We'll get the roster first. I apologize if I say this wrong. Kayla?
Close, it's Kyla.
Kyla, okay.
Yeah.
Closer than I thought. You'd like to run?
Yep.
Okay, and Ariana, you'd like to run as well?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, I've already forgotten the name of the first gentleman who wanted to run. Just keep your hands up. Kieran, there it is, thank you. Okay, we'll start off from who's now currently at the top, just, so we all know who's talking. Kayla, would you like to give a short speech about why you think you'd be good for the position?
So hi everyone, my name is Kyla, and I'm one of the counselors for FAS, and I'm going into my 4th year of psychology in the fall. So I would like to sit on the Student Issues Action Committee because I'm interested in being an advocate for students. And I think the experiences that I've had by being involved on campus have given me the skills that I need to succeed in researching, presenting, and sort of problem solving the issues that the student body is facing. I also think that during this time especially, student issues are going to change a lot. So it's important that we have dedicated people on this committee. And because student issues are so important to me, and since I do have experience working with students, I think that I can be representative of that. So yeah, the committee, I think, would give me a great opportunity to learn more about student issues and also to have a positive impact on my peers who are facing these issues. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ariana, would you like to give a short speech about why you think you'd be good for the position?
Yes, please. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Ariana Kanedi. I'm going into my third year at Carleton, and I'm a counselor for the engineering and design faculty. This type of committee is one of the larger reasons as to why I decided to return and join council this year. I find that since joining the Carleton community, I've become extremely passionate about student issues. And just especially during this time in our current social climate and all of these unprecedented times, student issues are a more pressing matter than they ever have been. And I find that this is the perfect opportunity to really get involved, to create real change on our campus community, even while we can't all be together, and to advocate for all students who may not be able to properly advocate for themselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Kieran, would you like to give a short speech about why you think you'd be good for the position?
Yes, thank you. So I would like to be on this committee because I'm very passionate about sustainability and about making sure that students get fair tuition. So like right now we are having that issue where we're unsure if the university is going to budge on lowering tuition since all classes will be online. That's something that I would advocate for, is a little bit of a reduction. I don't know if we have the capability of doing that with this committee, but if we do, I'd like to. And if we can't do that, then the sustainability would be my main goal while looking at this committee. I hope that you'll vote for me so that we can get that done. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for any of the applicants?
Sorry, Ryan, I believe there's one more.
There's another? Okay. Someone who's here or someone who wrote in?
I believe they're here. They go by the name Halima.
Halima, are you here?
Hi guys, my name is Halima. I'm here. So I would like to run for this committee because one, I'm an international student. I feel that being on this platform will allow me to represent all the struggles that international students are facing, and working within this committee will allow me to come up with solutions to help out. I've been a residence fellow before. I've been an ESP facilitator, so I believe that I work well within diverse communities and I can bring a lot to the table. A lot to the table if I'm nominated into this committee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So there's a bit of a discussion going on in the chat right now. How about we save that till we're out of other business? We can have a quick little question when we're done. How's that sound? Before the adjournment.
I just want to say that Femi, if you'd like to run, I just suggest like running, and then if you want to join another committee later, then you can be on 2 committees.
There's another option. Okay, thank you, Kathleen. All right, where were we? Questions. Right, does anyone have any questions for any of the 4 applicants? I don't think so. Okay. Farouk, could you move the applicants to the waiting room?
I'm on it.
Perfect. And would anybody like to speak on behalf of any of the applicants?
They're not all removed yet. That was just, they're not all moved.
Sorry, they're all moved or they're not?
Not all of them. Give me a sec.
Okay. Don't worry, everybody only says good things, so.
You're good to go.
Okay. Now, would anybody like to speak on behalf of any of the applicants? All right, I see no hands. In that case, we'll go to voting. Okay, there's the vote. You can vote up to 3 times. Just waiting on everyone to vote. Still waiting on 4 people.
Kathleen, what are you smiling about?
Nothing in particular, just just thinking about my dinner after this and my assignment that's waiting for me, but it's all good.
I feel that. I'm hungry as hell.
Honestly, yeah, I have an assignment due tomorrow. Ask me if I even thought about it, if I'm attempting. I'm attempting it, still staying so kids. That's a stay on this dean's list. But yeah, I'm just asking you. You seem a little bit too cheery over there, that's why.
It's about 40 minutes till we pick
I
up.
get smiley when I'm tired.
Kathleen, what are you having for dinner?
I'll show you guys.
Robinson.
I have my kale and quinoa salad with me. So, unfortunately, I forgot the dressing, which is the tasty part. So, yeah, that's too bad. What are you having for dinner?
I still didn't decide. I've been fasting all day.
Oh, that's
Come
true.
on, say open bidding. Do it.
20 to 30 minutes?
15
I'm
minutes.
starving.
15, okay.
Yeah,
I'm getting
8:30.
ready.
I'm dying. I was even at work today.
For us, it's 8:30 for you.
Farouk?
Yours 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30.
8:35. Never mind, my mistake.
I've been so thirsty at this meeting.
8:35 exactly. Yeah.
I thought it was until
I try my best not to talk.
Oh, I think Ozzy, you had an idea for the counselors. Did you mention it yet?
I was gonna say whoever's in Ottawa, we're little precautions too. Come to Havens. We'll give you guys free ice cream.
That's cool. I'll pass
Come
by
through.
tomorrow.
We'll have a cool ice cream day. Come through. I'll send you guys an email, or Farouk will send you guys an email. We'll have like a nice little ice cream thing. Stop by whenever.
Does this apply
I'm all
like
for that. But
here, or
apply to where?
does this apply like past like next week or something like that? Like,
Hey man. For you, it's an open invite.
if you're trying to give me some free ice cream in the first week of September, I'll take it, man.
Maybe
I
Mac.
got you, man.
Not what am I?
No,
Okay.
you would not.
Okay. So results are in. It's actually unprecedented, but so we've got a tie. So as it stands right now, Ariana and Halima have both got the position, but Kayla and Kieran have tied. So moving forward, we're going to have to do another vote. It's going to have to be a tiebreaker vote.
Sorry, Ryan, who won?
So Ariana and Halima are both in. Okay. There's 3 positions that are open, right? And Kayla and Kieran have tied. So we're going to do a tiebreaker. I'm going to post that below. Tiebreaker vote. Just waiting for everyone to vote. We can move on. Yep, and there we go. Okay, Kayla got the vote. That means between the counselors who've gotten in, that's Ariana, Halima, and Kayla.
Ryan.
Congratulations.
Sorry, it's Kyla.
Kyla.
Just to, yes.
Kyla. Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Motion to destroy ballots. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Perk, if you'd like to invite the applicants back in. And congratulations to the 3 of them. And if you could scroll back up, because we also have 3 students at large that we need to vote on.
I don't believe any applied through email, or I don't think any are present.
Okay. So would anybody like to motivate themselves or another student then, or Firas? Your hands up? Nope.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
All
forgot.
good. It's all good. Okay. So that means we have 3 students at large, which we still need on this on this council. So motion to table, all in favor? Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. I believe that was the last motion of the night. Dave, if we could scroll down. Farouk?
That's the end.
That was the end? Okay. Okay. That concludes other business. All right, and that would conclude council for the night. Liam, I believe you wanted to bring something up.
Yeah, I just wanted to motivate you and look prop, but it's too late now. Thanks, though.
Oh, wait, sorry. There was a
That's what I was
misunderstanding.
talking. I was like, is there room for motivation? But then you guys had already posted the vote.
Oh, okay, yeah. At that point, that was too late. But okay. Okay then. With that, does anybody else who would like to speak about anything? Any birthday announcements? No. Okay. With that, then motion to adjourn. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, and the motion passes. Meeting adjourned. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Have a
Nice
great
day, everyone.
weekend, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Later,
Thank you.
guys.
Congratulations to all the people that ran, to our new counselor, Aaron, and to our new member. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all of you.
Pierce, why?
What do you mean, why?
Yo, it's so
It's a
sunny.
hot day out, okay? I'm trying to get my suntan on. I already have a brutal burn, so I'm trying.
I'm sorry. My bad. My apologies. My apologies. Anyway.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
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 Wow, we can almost eat.